unconsciously.
What we women want at these times on NewsX.
All right, welcome back. You're watching NewsX, and what you're seeing on your screens is the big focus of the day. Of course, what's happening in Davos. At this point in time, the visuals that we're tracking are coming in from Zurich in Switzerland. So, of course, Trump has officially landed. Much more coming up through the course of the day with U.S. President Donald Trump's address that is expected to take place in roughly 1 hour, 20 minutes from now. So, of course, big developments set to take place. So much has happened parallelly with regards to Greenland, with regards to Venezuela, and of course, the big focus right now is Donald Trump arriving. He is the man of the day. There is, of course, an address that is expected to take place in 1 hour, 20 minutes from now, which is, of course, going to be of big focus, a key highlight for the day, of course, considering the fact that the global order is now being questioned. Many people have already spoken, including the EU chief Ursula von der Leyen and the Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney as well. After that, of course, what's on the big focus, the big agenda for the day is Donald Trump speaking. It's going to be an unmissable address that is expected to take place tonight. It's going to happen at 7 p.m. today. And of course, ahead of that, Donald Trump arriving in Zurich for the World Economic Forum. As you can see, of course, he's landed. He's now getting into his convoy as we speak. On your screens, of course, the helicopter of the United States of America's president, who's now, of course, expected to make a speech that is going to be of keen interest, not just to us, but as far as the international arena is concerned as well. So as you can see on your screens, momentarily, of course, those shots on your screens right now is of U.S. President Donald Trump arriving in Zurich. Like you can see, of course, the White House has, of course, said that the Trump will focus on U.S. first in Davos, so that's been made abundantly clear. And it's, of course, happening in the backdrop of the geopolitical turmoil that Donald Trump has created. We're speaking about Greenland, and with regards to that, of course, and NATO as well in question, the 10% tariffs that have been imposed and are expected to be effective by 1st February. He's also made it abundantly clear that it's going to be either his way or the highway. He's also made it clear that those tariffs, those punitive tariffs that are going to be effective from 1st February, that is of 10%, is also going to be spiked by July as well. So again, on your screens, those first visuals of Donald Trump landing in Zurich for the World Economic Forum. Like I said earlier, many world leaders have already issued statements. They've already made their addresses. Some of them, of course, include the EU chief, that's Ursula von der Leyen. Mark Carney, who is the Canadian Prime Minister, has also made a statement. The address is, of course, taking place parallelly. It's an action-packed day as far as the World Economic Forum in Davos is concerned. And like I said earlier, Donald Trump has arrived in Zurich, Switzerland, ahead of the key address that is expected to take place. We're tracking developments very closely, but for now, he is, of course, the man of the moment. White House has made it clear that it's going to be America first, what the U.S. wants. That's what Donald Trump's address is going to be centered around. They've also, in fact, indicated that Greenland is something that he may perhaps speak of during his address that is expected to take place in less than 2 hours, to be precise, in 1 hour, 20 minutes from now. We're going to be joined by some guests to speak about this. But as you can see on your screens, those first visuals of U.S. President Donald Trump landing amid the escalating tensions over Greenland. Like you can see on your screens, Donald Trump back in Davos. He's in fact coming in after 6 years. This is his first visit in 6 years. The Europe is, of course, opposed to Trump's Greenland bid. There's a lot of tension that's happening as far as that is concerned. And amidst all of that, the tariff tantrums that Donald Trump has put to the forefront, he is expected to speak today. In fact, joining us at this point in time is Professor Madhav Nalapat, Editorial Director of Sunday Guardian. So thank you for your time speaking to us on NewsX. The big question, of course, of the hour is, how does Trump intend to reconcile his spirit of dialogue theme here in Davos with his overnight social media claims that there's no going back as far as acquisition of Greenland is concerned?
Look, the only dialogue Trump recognizes is a dialogue of himself with himself. He is not bothered about the opinion of anybody else. He is quite prepared to cut the Atlantic relationship for the sake of Greenland, because he believes that Greenland, of course, is true. A lot of rare earths, a lot of capability for setting up telescopes into space and various other, but the problem is that will destroy the ecology of Greenland. So very frankly, I believe it's going to be a very combative speech. He's going to make it very clear that the U.S. should get control, and I don't know how the other people in Davos are going to react to that, but I think we have to be prepared for that kind of a speech.
Right, absolutely. Of course, the White House has issued a statement right now. They've made it abundantly clear that the U.S. President Donald Trump's speech is going to essentially revolve around America first, the policy that they follow. And they've also indicated that Greenland is going to be something that the president is going to touch upon. Do you believe that the primary focus of this economic forum has essentially become the future of Greenland?
Look, the economic forum is one more forum for Trump to basically have a worldwide platform. That's all. It's just one of many fora for that. And he loves traveling around, he loves talking, and he loves basically talking his own ideas, which are sometimes very bizarre. So very honestly, I don't expect a very conciliatory speech. It's going to be a very combative speech, and he's going to assert the U.S. right to Greenland. And as I said, the others are going to be shocked, but the U.S. is a very big country. They may not want to destroy the transatlantic relationship as easily as Trump feels it can be destroyed. So I don't know what the reaction will be. It will be muted, but I'm sure that there will be a pushback. So all I can say is Trump will be Trump. Thank you.
Right, absolutely. I'd also like to understand from you, with the Danish lawmaker telling, in fact, dropping the F-bomb on Donald Trump, and Prime Minister Frederiksen warning of the worst ahead. Has Greenland bid effectively turned NATO allies into adversaries at this year's forum? All right, I'm being told that Professor Madhav Nalapat is not with us currently. We've lost that connection over there. But for now, like I said, White House making it abundantly clear that the speech is going to focus on America first, as, of course, Donald Trump has mentioned the same in his posts on Truth for Social as well. They've also indicated on the fact that Donald Trump is likely to speak on board of peace. And, of course, conversations revolving around the future of Greenland is also something that's there on the agenda as far as Trump's Davos speech is concerned. But before that, of course, the information that we're tracking very closely along with the visuals is of Donald Trump landing in Switzerland. He's there in Zurich. And in very short amounts of time from now, which is roughly less than, in fact, 1.5 hours, is when the U.S. president is going to speak. And this is, of course, going to have a big effect on what exactly happens next as far as Greenland is concerned. All right. On that note, we're slipping into a very short break. We'll be back with more on the other side with regards to the World Economic Forum. Stay tuned.